Yo, everybody, it's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week, as this is the start to Season 3 of Bring the Pain. That's crazy. I mean, it's been a year and a half, but all last year, year before, we brought it, and we're going to do it again this year. I got Mini Override on, and we're going to talk a little bit about Star Wars since I just beat Fallen Order, so let's get to it!
And I'm coming on back to you.
What's going on, Minnie? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's awesome. I love to hear it.
Ooh, yeah.
So we had a pretty relaxing day today, I would say.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I mean, we watched some YouTube, a few movies. You read books. I played a little bit of Fallen Order, just trying to get a little more of the quest and the treasure chest that we didn't get during the game, because, you know, we just beat the game. So, yeah, we get to go back over the game and just get more stuff and just have fun with it. And once it's all done and get 100%, then we're good. How are you thinking about that?
It was cool, and you also have a purple blade.
Yeah, that's right, because we can change the color of our lightsaber to almost any color. And for right now, we're going all Mace Windu.
Hell yeah.
So, you know, it's a whole new year. It's 2020. We got everything planned. We talked about that last time. So, since our last podcast, I have beaten Jedi Fallen Order, and there's been a lot of Star Wars hate going on. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, that's because you're in YouTube world and you don't go on social media, so that's a good thing. But I do, because I see it and things like that.
Well, there's like one video titled "My Life," it was like "My Life as Not a Star Wars Fan."
Oh, boo! Whoever that person is, that video stinks. Unless they're a Trekkie, and Trekkie people sometimes hate the Star Wars people. Trying to tell us that, you know, that we don't know how to bring the pain. But if you go back and listen to some of my other Star Wars podcasts, especially the one I did earlier in the year last year, I do a little things that make me a jerk for those very, very, very special fandoms that we all compete against. But in the end, we all are kind of nerds in our own way, and we love our things, so we should all get along. So let's move along to the first topic, and that's going to be the Jedi Fallen Order.
There will also be some spoilers if you haven't finished the game.
Yes, that is correct. There will be spoilers. So, people, if you have not beat Jedi Fallen Order, you might want to fast forward a little bit, because we are going to talk about it. And I'll try to, do a little stupid thing, so when we start talking about, the Star Wars hate, you'll see it so that you can avoid the Fallen Order. So, first thing first, let's talk about the game. We have talked about it a lot. We have talked about how the controls are awesome, how it's a hard game. What did you think?
It was very fun.
Yes.
And you can slide down, and you can jump ropes, and also, you can pull ropes to you because you have a force.
That is right. It makes it kind of like a...
And you can also run on the walls.
Ooh, yeah.
You end up being a little bit like Tarzan, if you know what I mean, huh? Yeah. So, yes, I beat it. And the whole end sequence was amazing. The fight with Trilla. And then when I beat Trilla, she finally forgave Siri, and then Vader showed up. What did you think about that?
That was very, I kind of seen that coming, but in the trailer, it didn't show the exact place where it was, so it did spoil it, but it didn't spoil where he would find him. But also, Vader chased us. He chased us.
Yeah, so technically, when you finish the game and you beat Trilla, Vader shows up choking Trilla as you're talking to Trilla, and then he deals her a hell of a saber blow right across her body. killing the second sister.
Hell yeah!
What did you think about that? Did you feel bad for Trilla?
Well, yeah.
I know, I felt bad, but I still love Vader, but man.
I also heard I seen the choking. I was like, it's Darth Vader.
That's right. It was Darth Vader. So, after Trilla gets put down, you go into this long sequence where you pretty much run from Vader.
Yeah. And
that was really crazy. I mean, there was things flying at you. Metal was ripping. I mean, this was showing Vader's true power. The end of Jedi Fallen Order reminded me of a very long version of the end of Rogue One, when Vader just went complete berserk and slaughtered all those rebels. He literally was coming after us. Were you scared?
No.
No, you knew I was going to get away.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you start the whole end sequence.
Also, when we got out of the elevator, he was just standing there.
Yeah, like it was like right before you go up. I'm not going to spoil too much just in case you guys listen to it. Vader does appear. Vader gets around pretty fast, so he's using his skills well. And I don't really know how, because honestly, we're in like the last place is kind of like an underwater board. So that being said, he got around faster than I thought he did, than he could have. I mean, that was a little crazy. Maybe there was another tube. I don't know. But anyway.
He knows his way.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah. Double yeah for you with the triple. So, Vader chases you out and you get to the point. Now, he actually throws Siri off of a cliff. So that's kind of funny because a lot of people have been getting thrown off of things. I mean, okay, so we'll go back. Rise of Skywalker. Kylo gets thrown off, or Ben, Palpatine gets thrown off. I mean, people are getting thrown off. So Siri, she gets thrown off. She comes back right kind of when you open a door and Vader's right there and you kind of block his thing. So after this small exchange with Cal, Vader's belt gets damaged, so now Vader is sparking, and Cal does take a hit himself. And then Siri shows up out of nowhere. What'd you think about that?
That was crazy.
That was fun. That was awesome.
Ooh, yeah!
They heard him, and at the very end, Vader's coming at him. They figure out, let's blast this water tube open, which thus would have been dangerous for Vader, especially with him getting sparked up like that by Cal. And he had to hold the water, which allowed Cal and Siri to get away. But Siri had been knocked out. So Cal gave her the breathing apparatus. Yes, the same breathing apparatus that was used in episode 1. He gave her the breathing apparatus so that he could burn and get him to the top. But he doesn't make it. And that is where Merrin dives in the water and saves both of them, resulting in the end sequence of Fallen Order and the game ending completely wide open, with them saying pretty much, so where to next?
What?
That's crazy. Did you like the ending?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where do you think they go? Do they go on more journeys? Is there going to be a part 2? Do you think they might do an expansion to play like another few boards? What do you think?
Well, I think maybe when the PlayStation 5 comes out, when they bring out the new Battlefront game, I think they'll maybe have like a
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So if they do Battlefront 3 with the PlayStation 5, that maybe somewhere in that sub-story, Cal, Siri, and Merrin all come back. Or maybe it's just a whole nother standalone single-player mode.
And maybe they might just make a part 2 to it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, I'd be cool with the part 2. And I'm also cool with whatever they do. Now, that being said, in this last sequence, I'm sorry, But you have to... When Siri went head-to-head with Vader, she actually went head-to-head with Vader. Like, power for power. And he felt the power, and he was like, yes! Like, Siri is a very powerful Jedi. And we didn't know about her. I didn't know about her. What do you think about that, having that much power?
That was crazy, but also Darth Vader, as he said, he was like, yes, he was like, turn to the dark side.
Yeah, because Vader wanted that. From what I saw, Siri's power was practically as strong as Starkiller, a.k.a. Galen Merrick. So, that being said, again, we want to come back to this end sequence, because we know Cal is powerful, but seeing that much power, and then there was a small cutscene where it finally showed how Siri got out of being captured, why she didn't want to let it on. But when Cal touched Trilla's lightsaber, he was able to see it. And that allowed him to do that. Amazing. For me, I just want to know where they are. I want to know what goes on after this. I have to know, but you know what? The beauty of Star Wars is that might just be it. What do you think about that?
Well, I hope it's not it. That was a crazy adventure.
Yeah.
And also, there was like these big frog thingies that you had to fight in there. So you would slide down something, and then you'll have to fight it. Yeah,
there was a lot. This game had a lot to it. And another thing about it is, you know, I loved Marin's character. She was really mean and dastardly when she was on Dathomir, but she ended up seeing like she really did like Cal, like they could become friends. They were friends, and that who knows where it goes with these two. Maybe they went on all these trips together. Maybe not. You know, that's why, again, that ending just kills me, because it left it wide open. And what was there something you can add to that? What do you got?
I don't know if this is correct, but I think you said where to next at the end.
Yeah, that's what we just said. Yep.
And then it cut out. And
that's, again, I'm coming back to it. You know, I want to know where Marin went. I want to know, because she's powerful. In her own way, she was powerful. She was able to cloak a whole ship in the end sequence of this game to avoid radar and do her part. So how many parts is there to be done? What can we do to make this understand it more? And then, like I said, it comes back. Siri was a powerful Jedi. And again, this is before Luke was found. Because at the end, of course, Cal slices the holocron that has all of the kids' names on it. And that being said, it protected all those kids. And Luke probably was one of those kids. Or maybe not, but a lot of people definitely got out on this. And that makes this game amazing. That is why it left it wide open. It doesn't matter anything, but still, having that powerful of a Jedi in this timeline, that's got my head going the most.
Ooh, yeah!
So, that being said, it was a hell of a game. Can't wait for it. You know, to be, maybe get a number one, maybe we get an update, maybe we get nothing. I mean, but for right now, we got Battlefront 2 Celebration Edition, all the new boards and that we get to play, get some more, you know, achievements on the PlayStation 4 that we have, and just have fun with it. So, let's move along to Star Wars hate. So, a lot of people, the expanded universe canon people / new canon because of Disney, all fight. So, what you have is you have a fight between people that read comic books, watch movies, and believe in what Disney does. So the EU people think that all the Disney fans are just weirdos.
What?
I said weirdos.
Hell yeah!
And they're really not. People need to just separate the Star Wars stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think? What you haven't read any books, but you have read some of the smaller books, right?
Yeah, I remember I only read one comic, and it was a Darth Vader one. But also, at the library, there's I think there's a whole series, maybe. It only had 3 books, and one of them was called Darth Vader and Son, so it was like Luke had an ice cream.
Yeah.
And they were all kids. Han Solo was a kid.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
Darth Vader was drawing Darth Maul. He's like, is that a good guy? He's like, yes, it's a good guy. And he was like, that doesn't look like a good guy. And he was like, it is a good guy. He was like, okay, keep on drawing good guys.
That was Luke talking to Vader, of course, when he was drawing Darth Maul. So, yeah, that's really cool. But people take what's in those books like it's religion, because it is kind of to them.
Hell yeah!
And at the same time, they still can't separate. So here's what I do. I've read 40-some books of Star Wars, the Fate series being one of the biggest series that I've read. You know, when I step back and look at it, you gotta look at the movies separately. Anything that happens in the movies stays in the movies, so to say, you could say. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah.
Because the movies aren't exact like the book, but at the same time, it's the movies that anger a lot of people that have read the books or in the expanded universe, and they just really need to take it easy. What do you think about this, man? Come on.
Well, they should know that sometimes books are different than the movies.
And they choose to not mind this. Go on. Oh, this is where Minnie breaks, because she hasn't read any of the books, and she's not online, so she doesn't see a lot of the hate that people give towards Star Wars, other Star Wars people. We should love all of Star Wars. We should love the comics. We should love the books.
What?
We should love the movies.
What?
We should love the toys.
What?
We should love everything. Everything that has to do with Star Wars, we should love. We should love The Mandalorian.
What?
We should love Rebels.
What?
We should love the Clone Wars. And we should definitely love that Clone Wars is coming back.
Hell yeah!
We're getting more content, and that's what everybody's focusing on right now, because we're going to get the 7th season of Clone Wars, and then we're going to get a little more, Anakin and Obi, and then it'll probably, lead us closer to, of course, summer, and by the time that's done, we'll have The Mandalorian right after that, and God knows what else that they got planned for us. I mean, there's so much that they do. They just put Aladdin on Disney Plus, so, there's that to watch. There's a lot to do. So let's enjoy Star Wars, people. It doesn't matter what you read or what you watched. If you can just think about those movies and watching it and only that lore being to those movies, you will be happy. I swear. I guess maybe it's just me.
Hell yeah!
All right, so let's move along. I know we've talked about Episode 9 a lot, but this is really where it goes, because a lot of people were back and forth with Last Jedi, Episode 9, everything like that. But man, if one thing that everybody does not just overlooked is Palpatine loves to shock the shit out of people. He definitely believes in the shock and awe method, because he is a powerhouse, and all he does is jack lightning bolts into people.
Yeah!
What do you think about that? Is he just crazy?
Yeah.
He just zaps people. And here's the funny thing about it all.
What?
I said, here's the funny thing about it all. Oh, yeah. Dude, you just thought that he got off by, when he did the shock steal, because he did that stealing thing, but that was still an electric thing when he got, Ben or Kylo, whatever you want to call him, and Rey at the same time, thus rebuilding himself and taking their life energies, which that's a whole discussion of itself, because he life stole. So again, that's another spell that's from Final Fantasy. People call them space wizards. So maybe Star Wars really is just a role-playing game.
Ooh, yeah!
But it isn't. It's got books, it's got movies, and a lot of them don't have that. And that's what makes it great. I mean, they did make a Dungeons and Dragons movie.
What?
Nobody cared about it. But he put bolts into Luke. He put bolts into Yoda. He put bolts into Vader. He put bolts into Rey and Kylo. He became more powerful, and he shot bolts into the sky and zapped everything in space. He zapped Poe. He zapped everybody. He believes in shocking the shit out of people.
Hell yeah!
And the funny thing about that is that's pretty much the whole story. If you just rub everything down the movies, it's just Palps shocking people. Shocking them that he was Sidious. Shock, 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 and awe. Because we... Oh, yeah. But going back on it, episode 9, the beginning of the movie, starting off with Palps. And then getting into, Rey and everybody. And they did a good job bringing everybody together and going on, the quests together. All the way up until the point where, of course, they visited the wreckage of the Death Star, which kind of sent Rey over. And then Kylo was killed, and she brought him back. And then she, went away. And then Luke talked to her. Told her, man, you gotta go face him. And what did you think about all this?
It was crazy, and I'm also pretty sure that she was about to throw her lightsaber into fire, and he was like, this is about a weapon, that a Jedi weapon's not supposed to be thrown in there.
Yeah, it's correct.
Ooh, yeah!
And that's, well, go on.
He was like, I forgot what I was going to say.
No, okay, well, I'll just keep it going. So, Luke did inspire her. Now, one thing a lot of people speculated was on Anakin's ghost, this ghost, that ghost. But really, other than like Yoda coming to Luke, because that connection was made in the original trilogy, those were the Force ghosts. You got Luke, and righteously so, that was the Force ghost that should have been in that movie. We all speculated. We thought we'd see Luke. We saw Luke. We didn't see anybody else. I loved it. Did you like that?
Yeah.
I think it would have complicated. I think some people want some Qui-Gon or something like that. You know what they did? When they did all those Jedi voices at the end. Brought out Ahsoka, Qui, Anakin. They threw in Mace Windu. They threw in Kanan. They threw in Ahsoka. They threw in everybody.
Hell yeah!
And I think that was like, it almost makes me think that they threw that in just to like kind of be like, all right, well, here you guys go. You didn't get their Force ghost, but you got a Force voice.
What?
I said Force voice.
I'm pretty sure when she was training, I don't think the voices came with her. I think, I don't know if I'm right, but I think they may only come when they really need your help. Because they came when she needed your help. Yeah,
she needed to be reinforced. She needed that backing because, Palpatine was sitting in pretty much like a stadium of Sith ghosts that were just like, yeah, get him. But I heard this brought up one of my other podcasts that I listen to, but let me give them a shout out like I always do. Of course, at Rebel Scumcast on Twitter and Flying Casual on Facebook. Both are amazing shows to listen to, podcasts. Brock and James run the Rebel Scum, and they're funny, and they do weird things like me. So I can relate to them. Like when they do the Holocron news, you don't know this, but like, I think it's James. He goes, Holocron, it's so weird.
What?
But, and even, it seemed like Michael, Hawley, and Lucas were going to step the game up after this last one because they had some little things underneath last time, but I think they're getting a little more edgy, and I like that because they want to. But I bring them up because, when we were talking about this, that everybody is sick and tired of the people crapping about how bad this movie was when honestly, it was great. it was great to see that they didn't really explain how he lived, but then they gave Palpatine, like he's the one verse where he's like, I've already been dead. You know, he had, but that made me think about like Abeloth. How many times has Palpatine died? Just once? Maybe twice? Who knows? Like, that's the one thing that's unexplained, that if in this universe, in the movie universe that is, that there was one supreme being, it was him, Palpatine. Sheev Palpatine.
Hell yeah!
And that's going to be it. You know, I really liked a lot of things. They did leave a lot of things open, of course. They left open, you know, Zoe Bliss. And, of course, Boba Frick. Hey!
If you look him up on YouTube, or I'm not quite sure. There's like 10 hours of saying, hey! And then 1 hour saying that, and then there's a song.
Oh, yeah, there's a song. Like, it's just bad because it's only 2 scenes, and they just, like, made a whole thing. I mean, speaking, they did make that video with Yoda, with My Stick. My Stick. But I still think Seagulls was better.
Yeah.
So, you know, Star Wars to us was great. You can tell in our voices, brother, that we loved it, that we enjoyed seeing these movies together. You know, Molly, anyway, Minnie really, you know, Rey was her first movie. She had seen all the other movies, but for her and her age, being 8 years old, this was her trilogy. And how do you take this? Because I'm not your age. When I seen Star Wars, I was like a teenager. Well, before that I seen it, but it had been out. But I was headed towards that way. I did not go to the theater and see this, however. I have only seen episode 1, 2, 3, when they rehashed 4 in the theaters. And then, of course, 7, 8, and 9 I seen in theaters. Because I wasn't alive when the original trilogy came out. But I saw the prequels with your sister, and that's kind of where it went. You know, I've always loved the movies. And I know that I said it was just him shocking people, but the story was great. It was great that the first image we saw was Luke staring at that sundown, and the last image we saw was Rey staring at that with those lightsabers close, because that allows her to build and go on from there. It all started on Tatooine in the movies, and it ended on Tatooine in the movies.
And also, she buried Luke and Leia's lightsabers.
Yes,
and
he did.
She got a new one, and now it's yellow.
Yeah. And you know, that was a little nod to Fallen Order, because Fallen Order, I mean, it wasn't yellow, I think it was orange. They're the ones that did that. So you got a little glimpse of it. And that was you know, one of the questions that they had talked about, that Rebel Scumcast had asked how many different color lightsabers we were going to see. I went with 3, because I thought there was going to be a third one. But I mean, there was like 4 to 6 or something to pick. But yes, that is Star Wars for us. We have talked about it for 2 months. We have watched it. We've watched The Mandalorian. It's been in our face. We have done podcasts. I have listened to podcasts. And I don't want it to end, but I mean, this movie was amazing. And I'm happy that we got to share it together. And I can't wait for the next trilogy or the next movie. I think I hear that they're going to be announcing the next director very soon. That's really awesome. So, that being said, let's move along. It's hard to move along with Star Wars, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. But recently we did catch Ant-Man. We watched Ant-Man and Wasp already. What, did you like Ant-Man?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I liked Ant-Man and Wasp better.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, that was more of a newer one. And I think that Ant-Man and Wasp flowed into Endgame perfectly. But what I liked about Ant-Man, and just seeing, how it was put together, it's your common Affleck movie. Like, he's funny, he's witty, he plays the role well. And we didn't really need to see Ant-Man and Wasp because we had kind of seen Ant-Man in the Avenger movies. So it was really nice. I liked it. I mean, we still have to catch Doctor Strange.
What?
Yeah, we're a little behind on that. We're good. Are you ready to catch it?
Yeah.
I hear it's really good. Our buddy Keith, when he did his top 5, that was his 4. So, hey, Winter Soldier's up there too.
Hell yeah!
I love that one, and I love Ragnarok. That one was really good. I love Ragnarok. That's one of my favorites too. But that's a whole discussion for another podcast, which leads me to the next thing in the Marvel universe. We're gonna have Black Widow. And we know she's gone, but I'm kind of curious to see where. I know that this Black Widow is going to happen a little earlier in the Marvel universe. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to happen earlier.
Do you want to see this movie? Because this could be a little more lethal. Black Widow's an assassin. What do you think?
Maybe we'll see it. I do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see it. I don't think we'll D-box for it, but we'll 3D it. I mean, it's still Marvel. I just can't wait to see what everything else coming out. There's just so much. So, with that being said, we've gone 30 minutes plus. We've talked about Star Wars a lot. I'm sorry for the spoilers, but you people who have not played Jedi Fallen Order, you need to play that end sequence and see what I'm talking about. The power of Vader is matched. He comes through Ceres bubble, and the way they get away from him is beautiful. It's just beautiful. Star Wars hate. No name for it. Just love Star Wars. And episode 9 in the movies keep the movies together. So I want to bring up that I have a future podcast I'm going to be doing. It's about one of my favorite rappers. I know that I don't play this rapper for you because of the content, his explicit lyrics.
So I'm guessing I'm not going to be in it.
I can't. Yeah, you can't be in that one. I got you, though.
Ooh, yeah!
I got you. We'll get you, we'll do more of these, because what I like about our little podcast, what we do is we talk about a little bit of Star Wars. We're going to move on from that now, talk about some other things, we're going to be getting closer to the JoJo Siwa concert, but that's still, like 3 months away. But that's not a lot of time, 3 months, that's right around the corner. So, that just lets me know that, this is season 3, people. I've been doing this long enough. I've been trying my best to make sure that I give all of you content, because that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about video games. I want to talk about music. I want to talk about Star Wars. I want to talk about Marvel. I want to talk about life in general. And then I want to get some crazy fun podcasts with, Miss Chrissy Ray. And those are going to be the ones that, we're cracking some beers to, laughing, talking about people and, their little moods and things. And then, of course, I want to get into my tops list. In my tops list, the Spice one, it's going to be great. I will give you a fair warning, people, that when I do this one, you have to understand that the Spice one podcast is going to be brutal. His songs are brutal. They have some of the most mean lyrics ever spoken by a man in any music genre ever. And another thing about that is I can't even say half this shit. It's insane. Like, you will see. I will have a few verses to recite for each song. I will talk about each song individually. It's going to be this Spice One Top 21, because like root beer, he's one of a kind.
Ooh, yeah!
So that being said, we've completed another podcast. We've had a lot of fun. We know that we're ready to bring the pain to the new year. We had fun with Part of Thunderman today in our video. And if none of you seen that, you can go to Pod of Thunder on Facebook. You can check out my video. I'll link it a little later on Bring the Pain. And without further ado, we'll see all you later. Say bye, Minnie.
Goodbye.